Kia ora. I'm coming to you today with a layout created using one of the gorgeous confessions of a Paper Addict Cutfiles. And the one I am using here is called A Little Sparkle, and it makes for a really quick, easy but beautiful page. So I've cut this here out of some cardstock, and I am going to back this with some white glitter paper. So the cardstock colour that I've used here is a new colour coming out from close to my heart called Harbour, and I have chosen the glitter stuff to go behind it just because it's got that real sparkle. So the photo that I'm pulling together here is a morning sunrise shot from here when I was just about to leave home, and I just had to stop and take a photo of it. And I'm using some of the close to my heart pumpkin spice or spiced pumpkin that is starting in September. So if you haven't seen this before, that's okay, because it starts in a day or so's time by the time this video is shared publicly. So this is sort of a very autumny colour collection, but it fits beautifully with the colours of that morning sunrise sky that I am scrapbooking. So I've got the Harbour cardstock, and I'm just working out the size of the little sparkle. I should have remembered what I'd sent it to the Cricut as, but I didn't want to use all of this white glitter paper. It's great paper for, or great cardstock actually, it's very thick for doing titles and things like that. So I wanted to trim it down so it's just going to go behind and form that sparkle behind. So I'm using the Tombow green glue here, and I'm just sort of going around the edges of the sparkles as close as possible, because I don't want the sparkles, I don't want the cardstock to be lifting up too much. So I sort of went between the bits as well, hoping that there was enough coverage there for it to sit. And I realised it was better for me to put the glitter paper down while the Harbour cardstock is lying down there as well, rather than the other way around. It just means that I was able to get a better adherence, because the glitter cardstock's quite textured. Anyway, so I'm just wrinkling up the photo mats that I've popped under this photo here, just giving them a bit of bit more lift and a bit of texture as I get ready to adhere this onto my page. And so there's heaps of choices about where I could put this photo, but in the meantime I'm just going to sit it here. And now I'm actually going to hand write, back to primary school title pages, my title. And so I am calling this Sunrise. So I'm just doing some rough block lettering that I'm going to then fussy cut around to be my title. Now, you could stamp these and then fussy cut round them. You could look at some fonts online on the computer or something and copy that. I'm just sort of hand drawing these from memory, from the letters, some block letters. So now I've done those, and I'm going to use my little micro tip scissors here to trim around each of these. So I'm just going to go, I'm leaving a little bit of an edge, so I'm not going right up to where I've drawn the letters. And that was something I had to think about when I was drawing or writing them out as well, because I had to give them a little bit of space in between, because I knew I was going to be cutting each of them out. So there's my S, and I've got a few choices about where I put that. Now off camera I have cut each of these letters, and now I am just using that same Tombow glue to stick them down onto my layout. So I'm using this glue because it's got a really strong stick, and I was aware that as I was putting them down, it was, for some of the letters, it was going over a couple of different circles. So the gorgeous A Little Sparkle cut file meant that there was going to be higher and lower bits with that Harbour cardstock on top. So I'm just going to use a tape runner and attach my photo. So now it's pretty much, it could be done bar some journaling. But the journaling I've decided to, I did toy with using a white pen, a white gel pen, and doing it, but I just popped this pumpkin spiced pumpkin paper into my typewriter, and I just typed the journaling that way to keep it nice and neat. And I just hadn't used it for a while, and it was sitting over there looking at me, so it was a great opportunity to do sort of a block of journaling that I can then stick onto the layout. So I'm just using that tape runner there, and I'm going to tuck that a little bit under my photograph, just because it matches that photo mat colour that I've got. And now the fun bit, when I get to put lots of little embellishments and things on it. So I've got lots of little acrylic dots left over from different projects. So I'm just going to pop them down at various points. I think the set I'm using here was from Daisy Meadows, which continues to be a favourite set of colours of mine, and they do go beautifully with this set. Now there was also some stars that I had left over from another collection, and I'm just popping them using the silver only at various points, and toyed with the idea of the wooden stars and some wooden hearts. So just sort of choosing some places to pop them, and I think I decided just to stick with the wooden hearts. And I wondered about colouring these as well, so these ink up beautifully, but I decided just to keep that naturalness in there because there was quite a bit of sparkle and quite a few other colours in the layout already. Okay, so just having another look at what other embellishments I might pick, and I find some of my gold or silver dots here as well. So the layout's pretty much finished, and recommend you pop over to the Etsy store and get a hold of the COAPA Cutfiles or Confessions of a Paper Addict Cutfiles on Etsy and see what you can do. There is also just giving you some close-up shots here of what I've done. If you like what you see, subscribe and head on over to the Etsy shop and see what you can get.